Inside this box are over 1,000 ants. Over the next 100 days, they face the ultimate test. As this colony grows, they'll face 3 dangerous challenges. Watch how they work together to bring down prey. And how they adapt to survive. Here we see the raw strength of the Solenopsis invicta as they drag the immobilized larva, showcasing a remarkable feat of cooperation.
Known for their hyper-aggressive nature and painful sting.
And tiny eggs waiting to hatch.
Known for their hyper-aggressive nature and painful sting.
And tiny eggs waiting to hatch. And tiny eggs waiting to hatch. And added water to create humidity. The final step was adding an escape prevention barrier. There are even crazier ants out there with worse stings. There are even crazier ants out there with worse stings. And I plan to get some. Let me know in the comments what your favorite ants are. Now it was time to move the ants into their new home.
The vials didn't fit, so I had to dump them straight in.
They didn't take kindly to being dumped in. The ants went into overdrive, scanning for threats. A reminder of how aggressive these ants are. A few workers discovered the new nest. And cautiously began to explore. They signaled the rest of the colony to move in. By the end of the day, the entire colony had relocated.
It was the perfect size for them.
But not for long. Over the next 30 days, the colony thrived. Their numbers had exploded. The ants were swarming in search of food. It was time to introduce their first challenge.
I gave them some sugar to draw them out.
Driven by instinct, the swarm converges on the liquid energy source. Every drop is vital for the colony's survival, and prepare them for their first foe. Mealworms are big and have a tough shell.
A decent starter challenge.
Within seconds, they were all over it, biting and stinging. As the mealworm thrashed, the ants just kept coming back, working together to try and pin it down. They searched for a vulnerable spot in the shell. They chewed near the leg joints where the armor was thinner. Eventually, they found a weak point and chewed straight through. They began to feed while it was still alive. Within minutes, the venom had fully taken effect. The battle was over. The colony had secured its first victory. But there was no time to rest. The next challenge would be far more dangerous. By day 60, a serious problem had emerged. The ants had chewed through their nest, causing a leak. This flooded the entire nest. The ants needed a new home.
The people at Aesthetic Ants sent me a package to test.
The acrylic nest I'll be using today. It has two main sections. And 3 water chambers to control humidity.
Check them out if you see anything you like.
It was time to move the colony. Most had crammed into the only dry space left. My plan seemed simple enough. Unscrew the old nest and drop it into the new setup. The moment it came loose, they exploded out. I was beginning to panic. I was getting stung in the process. I realized I had forgotten the escape barrier. I rushed to apply the barrier. Lifting the lid unleashed another wave. We are now transferring the old nest into the new outworld. This provides the colony with ample space to expand.
I tried to gather as many as I could.
I still found stragglers for days afterward. Thankfully, they discovered the new nest quickly.
I left them overnight to settle in.
By the next day, they were fully moved in.
I decorated the outworld with sand. But not too much so they wouldn't dig.
Their second challenge was up next. Far more dangerous than the mealworm. A giant grasshopper. With a tough shell and razor-sharp mandibles. And powerful back legs. It was fast and unpredictable.
The grasshopper froze, unsure of what to do.
It only took a few moments for the ants to spot it. It began jumping wildly, trying to escape.
Alerting the entire colony.
It didn't take long for it to run out of energy. It crawled straight into the heart of the nest. The ants showed no mercy. Stinging relentlessly to protect the queen. The grasshopper was blocking the entrance. I pulled it free with tweezers. When working with Solenopsis invicta, spills must be contained quickly to prevent colony migration and minimize the risk of stings. In one last effort, it jumped to get away.
But it was too late. I let the ants claim their prize.
He instantly tore it apart.
Successfully completing their second challenge.
Now they must prepare for their greatest yet.
The colony was thriving better than ever. Ready for their final challenge.
A massive spider with huge, venomous mandibles. Capable of taking down any ant.
Fast and fierce.
I'm not even sure they can do it. The spider tried to climb the walls, but they were too slippery. Coordinated assault by the fire ants. Despite its size, the spider is quickly overwhelmed by the relentless swarm. The ants chewed on the spider's legs. Swarming it from every side. It couldn't keep this up forever.
Eventually, it slipped and fell on its back.
That meant it was game over.
Stinging it from every angle. The spider fought back, but it couldn't match their numbers. It didn't last long. There was no getting up. They covered its body and began feeding. The spider drew its last breath. The ants had successfully completed their final challenge.
Let me know what I should feed them next.
Subscribe for future updates. Thanks for watching, and peace.